How to get rid of ladybugs. Ladybugs are not known to cause much damage to homes or gardens, and are generally considered beneficial because they eat aphids and other insects which can damage gardens. These insects can be highly annoying and inconvenient, though, when they invade a home in swarms. Thankfully, there are a few simple things you can do to get rid of ladybugs. Keep reading to learn more. Part 1 Physical Removal. 1. Trap ladybugs in a vacuum cleaner. The best way to get rid of ladybugs is to remove them physically using a vacuum cleaner. If you cut the hose off with nylon stocking material, you might be able to create a trap using your vacuum. Trap the ladybugs inside by vacuuming them up and let them go back outside. Use a hose attachment on the vacuum cleaner rather than the bottom push function. Put the toe end of the stockings over the end of the vacuum hose, with the leg portion of the stocking inside the hose. Secure the end in place with a rubber band. As you vacuum up the ladybugs, they will get trapped inside the stocking leg. Carefully pull the stocking out and release the ladybugs outside. Make sure that the stocking does not get sucked into the vacuum cleaner. If you cannot block the collection bin or department with nylon, make sure that the bag or canister is empty before vacuuming the bugs up. That way, you can still release the ladybugs outside without dumping a bunch of dirt and debris out along with them. 2. Avoid picking them up individually and by hand. If you do this, the ladybug is likely to secrete a yellow substance that can stain skin, clothes, and other surfaces. Contrary to popular belief, the yellow secretions left by ladybugs is blood, not waste. When a ladybug feels threatened, it leaves behind a small amount of blood as a warning and defense tactic. 3. Sweep ladybugs out the door. Use a broom to sweep the ladybugs outside if they are close to a door. With this method, you still run the risk of startling the ladybugs and causing them to excrete yellow fluid. As such, you should only do it if the insects are only a short distance away from a door or window. 4. Capture ladybugs in a light trap. While light traps offer limited help, setting 1 or 2 up in a dark attic or dark basement can attract and trap a few of the ladybugs hiding out in these locations. Note that these light traps will only take care of a fraction of the problem and are usually only effective on ladybugs living in confined, dark spaces. Light traps are not very effective when used in living spaces during the fall or spring. Part 2 Natural Insecticides. 1. Spread out food-grade diatomaceous earth, DE. Scatter the DE in locations you suspect ladybugs to travel in and around. It can be applied both inside and outside. Food-grade DE is recommended since it will be safer to use around pets and kids. That said, you should prevent your kids and pets from coming into contact with the DE. DE contains shards of sharp algae. These cut into the exoskeleton of the ladybug as the insect crosses over the DE, ultimately causing the bug to die from being unable to hold in moisture or hydration. 2. Spray camphor and menthol around infested areas. Mix either one with a little water in a spray bottle and spritz it around areas that you suspect ladybugs to be hiding out at. The sprays should drive the ladybugs away without killing them. Ladybugs are sensitive to the strong odors of camphor and menthol. While these odors do not kill the insects, these bugs find the odors so unpleasant and harsh that they often move away from areas that reek of camphor or menthol. 3. Make a trap with soap and water. A simple tactic to use against ladybugs is to fill a fish bowl or other glass bowl with soapy water. The reflecting light will attract the ladybugs, who will then fall in and suffocate in the soapy film. Ladybugs are attracted to light. Placing a clear, glass bowl filled with soapy water by a window or lamp can cause the light to reflect, making the bowl seem very appealing to ladybugs. As they try to come closer to look, they will fall in. A drop or 2 of liquid dish soap is all you need. This cuts down the water tension, thereby preventing the ladybugs from escaping and causing them to drown. 4. Sprinkle boric acid around infested areas. Boric acid, also known as borax, should be applied wherever you suspect a ladybug might travel. The ladybugs must come into direct contact with the boric acid powder to be affected by it. When ladybugs get boric acid on themselves, they ultimately end up dehydrating to death. Part 3 Chemical Insecticides. 1. Try long-lasting pyrethrin or pyrethroid pesticides as a barrier. The only recommended chemical action to take against ladybugs is the use of barrier pesticides. These chemicals should be sprayed around suspected entrances and paths. When the ladybugs cross the barrier, they get the pesticide on them and eventually die. Follow the instructions on the label to mix and apply the pesticide correctly. Never use an outdoor pesticide indoors or an indoor pesticide outdoors. Usually, the chemical is sprayed along a surface and adheres to it thanks to a carrier substrate in the insecticide. As a result, the poison stays on the surface, waiting for the ladybug to cross over it. 2. Avoid bug bombs. These wide-range insecticides are usually overkill and have undesirable consequences that you may find worse than the ladybugs themselves. Most indoor bug bombs tend to be ineffective when ladybugs are concerned. Additionally, bug bombs can leave stains and residues on walls, counters, and other surfaces. These stains can be difficult to remove. 3. Call a licensed pest control operator for professional help. If all else fails, a professional exterminator should be able to come up with a solution to manage your ladybug problem. Make sure to call a pest control operator who has worked with ladybug infestations in the past, though. A professional will evaluate the problem carefully to determine the best method of approach. He or she will usually apply a fast-acting residual insecticide more potent than those available commercially. The chemicals commonly used by professionals include lambda-cyhalothrin, deltamethrin, bifenthrin, and cyflothrin. Part 4 Preventative Measures. 1. Fix any holes in your windows and doors. Patch screen doors and window screens with additional screening wherever you see holes. If your screens are covered in holes, you may find it simpler, quicker, and ultimately cheaper to simply buy a new screen to replace the old one. 2. Apply weather stripping. One of the easiest ways to seal off a gap at the bottom of a door is to apply weather stripping there. As an added bonus, you will likely save money on your electricity bill since less heat will escape your home and you will need less heat overall to warm things up. 3. Temporarily block off your vents. When the weather starts to get colder and the ladybugs are more likely to creep inside for warmth, temporarily block your roof vents with fine wire mesh to cut off a likely path. 4. Caulk gaps in your siding, piping, door frames, and window frames. Any other hole or gap that leads from the exterior of your house to the interior needs to be mended so that ladybugs are cut off from your house altogether. Use high-quality silicone or silicone, latex caulk for the best results. Make sure to get all cracks around all your windows, door, siding, utility pips, chimneys, and wood fascia. Typically speaking, caulk is best for openings around windows and doors, while mortar might be better for cracks or holes in the outer wall. You may need cement for notably large holes. This step, too, can help you save money on your electricity bill. 5. Consider exterior building color as a last resort. While there is little scientific evidence to support the claim, popular lore dictates that light colors and contrasting colors are more appealing to ladybugs. Painting or siding your house with dark colors could, theoretically, cause fewer ladybugs to come visit. This up for debate, so you should not put too much effort, time, or money into this one unless you plan on changing the color of your house already for other, unrelated reasons. 6. Enjoy your ladybug-free home. Warnings. Before purchasing a chemical insecticide, make sure that it is legal within your state. Some chemicals may be permitted in some states but not others. Ladybug houses bought at garden supply stores will offer little to no help at keeping ladybugs out of your house. These houses can occasionally attract ladybugs in your yard, but if you have a ladybug infestation, the numbers drawn to your ladybug house will be nowhere near as large as the numbers drawn to your actual house. Insecticides are not usually recommended for ladybug problems. These chemicals cause the ladybugs to die inside wall voids. The dead carcasses can attract other insects, like carpet beetles, and many of these predator insects will cause more problems for you than the ladybugs will. Things. Vacuum cleaner, nylon stocking, broom, light trap, diatomaceous earth, camphor, menthol, dish soap, water, fishbowl, spray bottle, boric acid, pesticide, screening, weather stripping. door trim, mesh covers, caulking, cement, paint,